What is going on, guys? It's Teak, and Season 3, Episode 7 of The Walking Dead just aired tonight. Of course, if you guys have not seen any of the previous episodes or this episode, do not watch this video because I will be giving some spoilers away. So, last week I asked you guys a question: who do you think will die first, Michonne or Merle? And most of you guys said that Merle would die before Michonne, and I agree with you guys. I totally agree. I think Michonne's just a better fighter, and I think being with the governor, I think the governor is going to kill Merle before zombies kill either of them. And I'll talk about that later in this video. But this question for this week is, will we ever see Morgan again? If you guys remember, Morgan is the guy in the very first episode of Season 1 who helps out Rick, takes him in. He's got a son, Dwayne. And I know in the comics it's totally different. We see Morgan and his son is a zombie, and he's like feeding his zombie son, like humans that walk by. But the show is totally different from the comics now. So I want to know if you guys think that we'll ever see Morgan again, or if he's just going to be, gone. We're never going to hear anything from him. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Rick's group first, and then I'm going to talk about Woodbury's group first, because it was basically like two totally different episodes there. So it starts off, well, Rick's group starts off with Michonne going up to the fence. Rick's going up to her. She's all covered with blood, and then zombies kind of lure over to her, and then she falls over because she's been shot and she's all hurt and shit. Carl shoots the zombies off her head. They bring her into the prison, and then Rick takes her sword. And I don't get why people keep taking her sword. Just let the girl have her sword. Everybody keeps taking her sword. It's like a little kid who everyone keeps taking her toy. And then Carol is back, and I knew that Carol didn't die. I promised you guys that Carol didn't die in one of the previous episodes. I knew that they would not sacrifice T-Dog in such a heroic way that they did just to have her die right there. Like, she will die probably at the end of this season, but I knew that she was not dead right there. And I kind of noticed a little thing in this show. If you don't see the person die, they're not dead. Like, if we remember Andrew, Rick threw him out into the courtyard and then he shut the door. We didn't see him die, we just heard a bunch of yelling and he came back. We didn't see him die, so he didn't die. Carol, we just saw her run out. People thought she was dead. I knew she wasn't dead. She wasn't dead. We didn't see her die. Everybody else we've seen die. An exception is Lori. We didn't actually see Carl shoot her in the head, but we saw her die from like the C-section and having the baby, but whatever. And then it goes to Michonne, and she's telling them about the governor and that they have their Asian friend and his girlfriend, which is Glenn and Maggie, obviously. They have them at Woodbury. And then Beth says that she's going to go with the group, and Axel says he's going to go with. So I'm thinking right there, okay, them two are going to die. But then for some reason, neither of them decided to go with the group. I don't know if I missed something, like Rick told them not to go with. I'm not sure if I missed something or if they forgot to add something. I have no idea, but I'll have to watch that again. But then Rick goes up to Carl and he's talking about Lori and how Carl had to shoot Lori. And it might be a little preview there, because Rick said be safe here. It might be a little preview there that the prison is going to get overrun while Rick and the group is out. It might be a little preview that Carl's got to step up and be the leader, because he's the only man there besides Herschel who doesn't have a fucking leg. Well, and Axel. Or yeah, Axel, the long-haired prisoner with the weird-ass mustache. So I think Carl's going to have to step up there. Someone's probably going to die. That's later. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. But then, like, Carl shooting his mom in the head, that has got to be, like, Carl's what, 10, 12, something around there. Even having to pull the plug on your mom, calling her dead, having to finish the whole thing, pulling the plug, that's one thing. But if you have to shoot your mom in the fucking head, that's got to be tough, man. That's got to just, like, hurt you for life. I couldn't even, like, watch my dog die, let alone shoot my mom in the head. That's some tough shit. And then it goes to Rick, Daryl, Oscar, and Michonne, and they're out in the woods. They're going to go to Woodbury. Michonne's going to show them where to go. And then I knew right then that none of those four were going to die, at least in this episode. Maybe in the next episode, but I knew that none of them were going to die in this episode. So they get overrun on that road, and they have to run to some shack that they found. And I kind of figured that they have that shack for a reason, that they're going to find something in there, like someone. Maybe they'll add someone to the group, but they go in there, they find some crazy guy who's like, I'm going to call the cops on you. And I'm thinking, okay, you guys got to fucking kill this guy. So Michonne kills him after the dude's like shooting at them. And then they sacrifice the dude so they can get out the back. They throw the dude into the crowd of zombies so they can get out the back. And then at the very end, this group arrives at Woodbury. Okay, now on to the Woodbury group. So it starts off with Merle interrogating Glenn, and I was really nervous for this episode that something would happen to Glenn, because I love Glenn. Glenn is amazing, and he's such a sweet dude, and everybody loves Glenn. And then Merle's talking to Glenn, and they start talking about T-Dog, and Merle's talking crap about T-Dog, how he hopes that his death was slow and painful or something like that. And I'm like, don't talk crap about T-Dog, man. T-Dog's the man. You can't do that. And Glenn and Maggie can hear each other like through the wall, and Maggie hears that Glenn's getting the shit beat out of him. And then Glenn headbutts Merle, which is kind of cool, but then Merle just beats the fucking shit out of Glenn. Glenn's all bloody. And then it goes, this is kind of weird. It's this old dude on a bed, and they're testing him for something. They're going to see if like his memory, what they do at the end of his normal life, is going to be the same as what they do the beginning of his zombie life, if that makes any sense. And then he tries to kill the scientist, and Andrea kills that dude. That didn't really interest me too much. It was kind of confusing what the hell that they were doing. I thought that old guy was kind of talk to Andrea or something. It kind of confused me, but it just didn't interest me that all that much. The scientist, I don't really like that scientist guy. I'm waiting for him to die also. And then Merle brings in this zombie to Glenn, and I got so fucking nervous here. Like, I'm like, oh god, Glenn's gonna fucking die. So he releases the zombie. Glenn's all tied up to the chair. Glenn goes back, kicks the zombie, and he manages to get out of the chair by like smash it on the wall a bunch of times and kills that zombie. But it was like scary. It was probably 3 minutes of an intense fight scene that he finally killed that zombie, but I was so fucking scared. And then the governor goes in with Maggie, has her take her clothes off, and her titties are hanging out, and he's gonna rape her. And I'm like, that's messed up, man. So then he brings Maggie in with Glenn, but he didn't actually rape her. He brings Maggie in with Glenn, and then Governor has a gun to Glenn's head. I'm scared as fuck again. And then Maggie says that it was the prison. So overall, I'm actually really surprised that nobody actually died in this episode. Okay, that one crazy dude in the shack died, but no big characters. I was expecting, I'm always expecting Beth to die. I want her to die. Like, I'm waiting for her to die. Her character is just not big. I don't want her to die, obviously, but I'm expecting her to die sometime. I was honestly expecting either Glenn or Maggie to die in this episode. They probably will in the next. I don't know, but I was really surprised that nobody died. But for next week, shit is going to go down. It's the mid-season finale, which means that they're going to fucking throw in some crazy shit. You know, they're going to end it at Season 2 mid-season finale. It was when Shane opened up the barn doors and Sophia came out. Okay, that was a huge surprise. Right now, that wouldn't even be a big surprise what they're doing with this episode. But they're going to throw in a huge surprise. They're going to kill probably Rick or something. I'm not predicting that they're going to kill Rick, but people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die. That is my prediction. I think the prison is going to get overrun, like I said before. And I think Beth is going to die. I think this is finally going to be the episode where Beth dies. I'm not going to be happy, but I'm going to be kind of relieved because I'm just waiting for her to die, and then it's going to be on to someone else that I'm waiting for to die. But I'm thinking Beth is going to die, and I think Merle is going to die because the governor is going to see Michonne. Merle told the governor that he killed Michonne, and the governor's going to see Michonne, know that Merle's not trustworthy, and he's going to kill Merle. So that's my prediction, that the governor's going to kill Merle in this episode's mid-season finale. Merle's going to die. And then Glenn and Maggie, they're either going to kill them or set them free. I don't know. That's a tough one. I honestly think one of them is going to die. I really hope not, but I really want to hear what you guys thought in this episode and what you guys are predicting for next episode and future episodes. And I want to know what you guys think about Morgan. Are we ever going to see Morgan or other characters? Like, I forgot the guy's name, but the Mexican dude in season 1 that left like a couple episodes before the season finale. I want to know what you guys think about this episode. Give me your guys' predictions. If you guys enjoyed this and you guys are still watching to this point, please like and comment. Please subscribe. Share this with your mom, of course. And I'll see you guys later.